Camp Lo, the stylish rap duo who brought jazz and luxury street poetry together. In the golden era of hip hop, when lyricism, creativity, and originality defined an artist, one duo stood out with a sound and style unlike anyone else. Camp Lo wasn't just another rap group, they created their own universe filled with jazz influences, colorful storytelling, vintage fashion, and smooth wordplay that sounded like it came straight from another era. With their unique chemistry, clever lyrics, and unforgettable style, Camp Lo became one of the most respected underground rap duos of the 1990s. Today, we're looking at the story of Camp Lo, their musical genius, their influence, and why their style continues to inspire hip-hop fans decades later. Camp Lo was formed in the Bronx, New York in the early 1990s. Sonny and Geechi Suede were the duo that came together with their shared love for hip-hop, jazz, funk, and the culture of American cinema. Unlike many rappers at the time who focused heavily on street realism, Camp Lo created a more imaginative world. Their lyrics were filled with references of old Hollywood, classic cars, fashion, nightlife, and the glamorous lifestyle portrayed in movies in the 1960s and 1970s. They weren't just describing life, they were creating a mood. Their music felt like stepping into a stylish black and white film mixed with a New York block party. Camp Lo's biggest breakthrough in 1997 with their debut album Uptown Saturday Night. The album became an underground classic and introduced the world to their unique sound. The standout single, Luchini, aka This Is It, became their signature song. Produced by Ski Beatz, the track featured a smooth, soulful sample and Camp Lo's unforgettable flows. What made the song special was that it didn't sound like anything else on the radio. The lyrics were full of clever references and unusual vocabulary, but the delivery was so smooth that the listeners were drawn into their world. The song became a celebration of style, confidence, and creativity. Even today, remains one of the most recognizable songs from the golden era of hip-hop. One of Camp Lo's greatest strengths was their chemistry. Sonny and Suede had completely different voices and personalities, but together they created a perfect balance. Their rhymes were influenced by jazz legends, old school slang, and the language of classic films. They often used words and phrases that felt mysterious, forcing listeners to pay attention and decode their meanings. Their style was sometimes compared to a musical version of 1970s action movie. They created characters, they painted pictures, they made hip-hop feel cinematic. Instead of simply telling you what was happening, Camp Lo made you imagine an entire world. Their approach showed that rap could be sophisticated, creative, and full of personality. Camp Lo's influence wasn't only musical. Their fashion was a major part of their identity. The duo embraced a vintage style inspired by the 1960s and 70s. They were known for wearing colorful suits, wide-brim hats, sunglasses, leather jackets, and vintage streetwear with classic footwear. Their style mixed Harlem sophistication with the Bronx street culture. At a time when many rappers focused on looking tough, Camp Lo showed that being stylish and artistic was also powerful. They represented confidence, individuality, and creativity. Their fashion matched their music perfectly. It was bold, unique, and timeless. Although Camp Lo never became one of the biggest commercial rap acts, their influence is undeniable. They inspired artists who value creativity, fashion, and originality. Their music helped prove that hip-hop didn't have to follow one formula. You could be lyrical without being aggressive. You could be stylish without losing yourself. You could create your own world and still connect to listeners. Artists and fans continue to celebrate Camp Lo because they represented something rare in hip-hop. Decades later, Uptown Saturday Night remains a respected album because it captured a feeling that cannot be duplicated. Camp Lo didn't just make songs, they created an atmosphere. Camp Lo represented one of the most creative movements in hip-hop history. With their jazz-inspired production, clever lyricism, and unforgettable fashion, Sonny and Geechi created a style that was completely their own. They proved that originality is the foundation to longevity. While trends change, true creativity remains. And that's why Camp Lo continues to be remembered as one of the hip-hop's most unique stylish duos. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and even comment. What's your favorite Camp Lo song? Thanks for watching.